It's no different than anything else. Newspapers were away, television came along as a way,
Right.
and so each is it's just a vehicle to get out and communicate people. And I think Facebook is great, I think Twitter's great, but there are times when you need to have face-to-face dialogue too.
Yeah.
So that's not going to go away. Some people thought like face-to-face teaching go away. No, you can do online course content and learn about accounting and stuff like that, but if you want to have a real discussion, you need to be face-to-face, And so I think we just need to see this as mastering all kinds of ways to motivate people. It's not about communicating with people, it's about motivating them and having them motivate you. So you're learning. If you think, I always say to my students, I'm not here to teach you leadership. We're here to create an environment where we can learn leadership from each other. Because I learn more from them than they learn from me. And so if we don't go into that attitude, if we're here to learn from each other, if it's now hear this, ladies and gentlemen, here's my 5 pronouncements, here's where the company's going. Now, people just get switched off. And by the way, they have options today. They're not going to stay. They'll move on. They'll move on to something where they can feel empowered.
Yeah. So part of what I'm hearing you when you said it's a mutual conversation, which assumes that leadership is about, in a sense, giving up some sense of control. Leadership is about listening.
Right.
And actually hearing.
Right.
And so part of what we love about social media is the listening aspect and the learning aspect of. Can you talk?
Dynamic learning.
What have you learned from social media in the last couple of weeks? What an example of something that you didn't know that you're like, that helps me.
Well, because I'm using social media, I'm getting feedback from people I've never even met about ideas, and we're able to dialogue. Some of those are very thoughtful. Sometimes you get off the wall ideas, and you have to,
Right.
you can't control it. It's not like it's tightly edited. But I learn from each of these ideas, but I have to selectively learn, and then we can communicate back and forth. And this is very helpful. Lots of good ideas come in. I put out an article on healthcare a few weeks ago. Okay, people come in with ideas, and some of them are very, very thoughtful. So it kind of enhances a genuine, authentic dialogue. Now, if you shift to corporate leadership, and how do you communicate with your people?
Right.
You can't communicate with people without using these tools. We do a CEO program at Harvard Business School, and the CEO of Lilly came in. It was a distinguished scientist, guy in his, mid-50s. He blogs all the time, and he said, I get back hundreds of replies from all around the world with my people. These are direct blogs. He said, but I only get replies if I talk very personally and what the struggles I'm having and what's really interesting. And he said, and I get, we really started a dialogue. He said, I respond to all those replies that come in. That takes a lot of time. And most CEOs say, well, I'm going to have my assistant. I know CEOs that frankly don't even read their emails. They have their assistant print them off. I mean, I'm not kidding.
No,
you know what I mean? And if you get a reply, it
Yeah.
came from they now have these bright young MBAs running around pretending like they're the CEO, responding.
Sure.
And say, Joseph, here's my response to what you said, and it comes across, you say, whoa, this is not the real guy.